Now, for the first time, Syrian refugees living outside of camps in Turkey are getting a cash card loaded with about $30 to spend on life's basics every month. The money's coming from the European Union and being managed by the World Food Programme and the Turkish Red Crescent. It does mean freedom of choice for the refugees finally, as Abu Bakr al-Shamahi reports from Gaziantep.
Mohammed Karadavut lives with his family in Gaziantep. 3 years ago, they fled fighting in Azaz in Syria, leaving their possessions and money at home. But the Kizilay electronic food card program is now helping them cope. Their prepaid cash card is automatically topped up at the start of each month, letting them stock up on food and other essentials. The program launched in 2012, but has been expanded to refugees living outside of camps. It aims to support the most vulnerable Syrian refugees living in Turkey, not only by helping them eat adequately, but also by offering them a sense of security.
Now we have the card, we live easily. It was hard for the first 2 weeks, but now, thank God, we have enough for rent and electricity. Before, we didn't have enough. Now we can afford food.
1,000 centres have been opened across Turkey to help refugees sign up for a card.
They hand in their documentation, they take a short assessment which basically tests how vulnerable they are, how needy they are. It'll ask questions about the sort of conditions they've been living in, whether or not family members are suffering from illnesses.
Last year, Turkey agreed to stem the flow of refugees heading to Europe in return for $3.3 billion of EU financing. The European Union has given $393 million to the UN World Food Programme to help support projects like the Kizilay cards. And there's more money on the way.
In the beginning, we were told that our fund would be about $850 million. $305 million has been transferred to the World Food Organization's accounts, and as long as the project continues, it will reach up to $1.1 billion. Our biggest role in this project is to determine the families, give them the right services, and to check that the cards are being used efficiently.
It's hoped that at least 1 million Syrian refugees in Turkey will get the cards. So far, the scheme has injected more than $74 million into the Turkish economy, showing that it's not just people like Mohammed and his family who are getting the benefits. Abu Bakr al-Shamahi, TRT World, Gaziantep.
Well, for more on this, Metin Çorabatı joins us now from Ankara. He is the head of the research centre and on asylum and migration there. Metin, thank you very much for joining us on Money Talks. What do you think about this scheme? Do you think it is going to bring a lot of relief and even some freedom for the refugees at last?
Definitely, certainly, because many people are in very low living conditions. Therefore, whatever they will receive will help them. Many of them has problems with housing, food, education. There are different schemes of assistance, but it was not enough so far. This is the largest scheme covering 1 million most needy people. So it will help them to pay at least part of their rents or other to cover their needs. So it is a good development.
And what do you make of the sum, $30 roughly every month per registered user?
Well, as far as I understand, it is per person registered, per family, head of family, but also in the cards, like a credit card. I was told by colleagues from Turkish Red Crescent community that if there are other members of the family, the money will increase. For example, if there are 5 members in the family, then 500 Turkish lira they will receive, which will, of course, not enough in the current Turkish economic system. But many people really didn't get anything. This so far lack of assistance caused child labor. Young boys, young girls go to work at the age of 12 to get 5 lira, 10 lira per day. to support their families. They couldn't go to schools. A lot of problems this poverty has caused. So 400, 500, whatever the family receives, it will help. Therefore,
and just briefly
it
about
is something valuable.
Are we seeing Syrian refugees being better integrated into the economy with the advent of the work visas and other facilities?
Well, they contributed to the economy. They also created a big burden on the economy. This 3 billion will definitely targeted on the refugees to improve their living conditions. However, it's a new injection of money. It would also help the Turkish economy. It's a new, fresh money.
Metin Çobatı in Ankara, thank you very much for your analysis.